What is up, guys? Welcome to the Wing Tight U, Wing Tight, and Wing Tight Z game plan. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is we'll get straight into it. You guys could check the description. I will have timestamps for the different portions of this video as we go through it. And I'm going to try to be as detailed as possible. Obviously, as you guys know, I don't have a website up currently, so it makes it tough for me to do, 15 to 20 videos to break down an entire formation. So I'm going to go much longer form here. Like I said, I am going to do my best to try to write the timestamps for the different topics in the description. So that way you guys can just click that, expand the description, and go to the areas of the video where the certain topics are addressed. And if there's anything that I do choose to add to this game plan moving forward, I will add extra links in the description because you guys will be able to get to those videos from this one as well. So let's go ahead and get into this first and explain how this roster is set up. Obviously in regs, we do not have backup O-line package or the 6 O-line package that is going to allow us to put a wide receiver at the inside tight end position. So what I've done here is I have made Julio Jones a tight end and traded him over to the Patriots. And then I've got, on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and put Nuke Hopkins as the outside receiver. Now, what we're looking for here with this is we're looking for the offense to have no backup linemen. And when you go and use the 6-0 lineman package, what it does is rather than number 64 being in there, it will actually put in your best overall wide receiver at tight end that's remaining. So for me personally, right now, that's Terrell Owens. He plays tight end for me. You guys have seen he really wrecks the game from this position. Super value when you run it this way. So make sure that you guys are taking advantage of that. Now, as far as the players that have abilities, you're going to start off with your quarterback. Your quarterback is going to be a pocket passer, a field general archetype. He will need to have the hot route master, and he will need to have the identifier abilities. I cannot stress how important identifier is. This is a very quick passing scheme. Players will hide on outside corners. They will hide on linebackers. They will switch players when you motion to try to mess with you. You need to be able to see who they're on so you can read the field appropriately with this. So hot route master and identifier are a must. And then what you're going to do from there is you have a choice between protected, which is going to give you better pass protection, or gunslinger, which is going to give you a quicker throwing animation to get the ball out. So whichever one you personally feel more comfortable with is the one that I recommend using. So those are the abilities. We're going with hot route master, identifier, and protected, or hot route master, identifier, and gunslinger, your choice. Now, as far as the other two players on the field that will have abilities, you will have this receiver out here. This receiver must have post flag elite. I cannot stress enough how important post flag elite is. That is a must, non-negotiable. Put that on them. It's how the offense is run, and it'll make sense as you go through the videos. The other two are kind of up to you, but I prefer to use streak specialist and red zone threat. Obviously in regs, not a whole lot of guys with red zone threat. There's a lot of abilities in regs that don't have this. But if you guys watch me on stream, I've talked about it. Red zone threat gives you really great. Basically, if you can get the ball into the hands of a player with red zone threat, and especially if it's on a post or a corner route, they will almost always hold on to the ball one-on-one in the end zone. That's how good red zone threat is. Now, the other player that will have abilities is this player, the outside tight end. This player will have matchup nightmare because, as you can see, we're going to be able to use packages throughout this to maybe package him inside to get those streaks off the line. If you ever just feel like doing that, you have that luxury of matchup nightmare. But the other two that you're going to use are the streak specialist and the post flag elite as well. So those are two very important ones. I like to have all three of those. I would say those are all must for the tight end: streak specialist, post flag elite, and matchup nightmare. Everyone else in the offense does not have an ability. So super easy outside of that. Quarterback, outside receiver, outside tight end. Those are the abilities. Again, they will be in the description for you guys. All right, guys, now let's go ahead and get into our, audibles. So audibles are going to be set out of 3 different formations. And what we're going to do is start with the wing tight U. wing tight U audibles are as follows: dragon spacing, stretch, PA dive, and PA boot slide. And what we're going to do is our base call is we will always come out in the halfback dive as our main play call. It's a quick snap dive right up the middle. Super, super easy to pick up. Quick snap yardage if they're trying to set up a defense, if they're slow, moving around. Easy to, just pop them right up the middle for quick yardage. Now, our audibles for the other formations. Wing tight, we're going to go with the stretch looky. We're going to go with the dive. We're going to go with stick nod vertical. And we're going to go with PA boot flood. Those are the audibles for the single back wing tight. And the wing tight Z, last but not least, are going to be stretch, dive, tight end attack, and stick. So those are going to be your audibles for those formations. So that is going to take us into the wing tight U. This is the majority, the beef of the offense. And we're going to start to talk about the actual philosophy for this offense. Now, I think what a lot of people are used to from me is they are used to setups. Put this guy on this, put that guy on that. This is a very freestyle offense when you think about how I run it. I will run a route combination that is my base route combination, and I will figure out how you like to attack what I like to do. This offense does a great job of attacking the meta, whether that's drop cover 4, whether that's heavy man blitz meta, whether that is the bench blitz out of the 2-4-5 odd, whether that's 1-4-6 blitz everybody. It does a great job of attacking pretty much all of those sets. It does a great job of beating cover 3, set it and forget it. It does a solid job against big nickel over G as well, but you're going to have to run the ball a fair amount. It really hampers the ability of the defense to do any of the main metas, in my opinion. So what we do in this offense is we come out in a base play or two that you're going to be able to run that is going to set up the foundation. You're going to run that play, see how they over adjust to it, and that's going to open up other things that you can do based off of how your opponents play you. A lot of this with the hot route master is split field route combinations. I might set up a cover 2 beater on the left and a cover 3 beater on the right. I might set up a cover 3 beater on the left and a cover 2 beater on the right, depending on how my opponent is using, what type of zones they're playing, or if they're playing man-to-man, I might mix up my man beaters all over the field. So I kind of want to go through this the best that I can and try to break down, the different route combinations outside of the base play. So we'll start off with the base play, obviously. Our base play that we're going to come out in is going to be dragon spacing. Nearly every single pass that we will set up from a hot route master standpoint, that is not a bomb play or, a unique route that we need, is going to be done from dragon spacing. And the reason that we do this out of dragon spacing is that dragon spacing is a quick passing concept. You may notice that I have 1,497 calls out of this play because all of the quick passing plays in the game, in my opinion, block better. You also get quick control of the quarterback. So we'll go ahead and call dragon spacing. And I want you to compare this right here. It's just a simple 2-step drop, bang, bang. Now I'm up in the pocket. I've got full control of my quarterback. I'm just going to throw it away. So you can see that that's really, really nice. Now, if you compare that to, say, PA dive, and I were to block the running back, watch the drop of the quarterback before I get control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about a 5-step drop. I'm further back in the pocket. Block sheds happen. I take a sack, right? So in my opinion, you get 2 benefits of dragon spacing. One is that it's a 2-step drop and you're up in the pocket. See, I can climb, I can drop back, I can climb. See how nobody's block shedding, but that other play, they really were block shedding on the PA dive with the blocked running back. I just think that quick passing concepts don't get block shedded. You see right there that a guy even got cut block and reblocked on that play. So again, you see, like, I'm just moving around. This is just cover 4 drop. And I personally think that obviously Brady does have protected in regs, that these plays just really block really long time. So this is why I like to set up all my routes out of the play dragon spacing. Now let's go ahead and get into the main setup that we like to run. The main setup that we like to run for the play dragon spacing versus zone coverage, whether that is cover 4 or cover 3, is going to be the motion baby corner. And the reason I like to use the motion baby corner is because it is a short one. It is a very, very short motion. This route will break underneath of any deep zone on the outside in the game. It's a simple throw to the outside, does not get matched by a cover 3 or a cover 4 outside zone. So that was a cover 4. Let's go ahead and show you cover 3. Again, this is just a simple hot route motion. You catch them playing any type of soft zone, you're going to throw this route all day long. You see how easy it is to make that play. This is part of the reason I like to have post flag elite on this player, this wing player, is because let's say that they play like a press, right? They want to go and they want to get a hit on that player. If you have that post flag elite on this guy, you're going to still be able to make this throw. So you see that it looks like a tight window. You can still make that throw. And even if you get hit, you're going to hold on to that ball more often than not. Super, super easy. This is your main thing that you will run against off coverage. Whether it's cover 3, cover 4, you'll be able to make this play very, very consistently. The other thing that is nice about this is that if they do run some man coverage, if you have that post flag elite, you do get pretty good man beating properties as well. So you're going to see right here, he should get separation. Boom, little cut to the outside. You could beat him pretty easily to the outside for a big game. This is going to end up for those players that really like to run man to man. It's going to get them to start to do some really funky stuff, whether that's putting a dude into a cloud flat or, you know, starting to take that guessing game. So you see if they catch them in a cloud flat and all of a sudden, you know, they'll be able to stop it. Obviously I said only deep zones, but you see there that a cloud flat will be able to play that pretty solid. But you start to catch them in that's where you're going to really be able to beat them with other plays, obviously. So, you know, you catch them doing some, you know, kind of crazy stuff. They're playing that edge blitz 1 and they start to put that outside guy into a cloud flat. That's where you're going to just go ahead and audible into a play like PA boot slide. And then, you know, you're going to pop them to a corner route over the top. So, you know, that's where you're really going to catch them off guard, is if they're playing the guessing game, you're going to be able to throw that ball all the way over the top of that cloud flat. So this is why I say it's a very freestyle offense, in that you have the ability to really force their hand to play specific zones in specific areas of the field, as opposed to calling specific base coverages. So that's why I'm saying this is a very different look at how you're going to play Madden. It's more or less going to be about the quick pass game, forcing your opponent to compromise their coverages, if you will. So that is the motion corner route. Now, what we're going to talk about next is going to be the second most important part of this offense, and that is the angle route, or the trail route, that is afforded to you by the hot route master. So when we're in this play dragon spacing, you're going to notice so often that so many players love to run edge blitz 1 against this formation. They think it's a great run stopping formation, and they are always going to run this defense. You know this defense well. It's the blitz everyone meta, and they are responsible for lurking this tight end on the left. Now, what ends up happening when you face this is you are going to go to what I call a double angle route, or a double trail route combination. So knowing that you know it's man coverage, you're going to go with your wing tight ends, both of them, on angle routes. So you're going to put Y on an angle route, you're going to put B on an angle route. What I prefer to do from there is streak Julio Jones, just to make my opponent have to think about the possibility of a streak down the middle, especially if they start to do some things where they're, you know, dropping this guy into purple zone to take away a corner route, or they're starting to guess and put hook zones on the field. This is where you're going to be able to really exploit them, is with that streak down the middle to a guy like Julio. And what this is going to do is it's going to put your opponent into a situation where you could throw these hot against the blitz. You know, you can throw them right away, or you can wait for them to cut back if they're actually being manned up. So, you know, if they're in this edge blitz 1 or any type of cover 1 or cover 0 blitz meta, this is where you're going to be able to really attack them with these spacing combinations, these quick pass spacing type plays. So you're going to see here that we're going to be able to kind of show you, you know, you've got one on the right, you got one on the left. You see right there that we're able to get this ball out so quickly that even if we allow a free runner through, we can get that ball out before the pressure gets home. So this is not a situation where we actually try to block this blitz. We're actually just going to try to, you know, dot this. So you see right here, you've got guys, you got one guy that's uncovered on the left. You can throw that ball hot to the left. And then you've got a guy over here on the right that torches man coverage. You see how badly Kelsey will beat his man on this angle route. So what this does against this 7-man blitz meta is it puts the user in a really, really rough spot. First and foremost, they have to worry about guarding the left one, because that, when they're blitzing 7, that is the one that is uncovered. So you're going to see what I mean here. So you're going to see guys that will do something like this. And then obviously they're going to sit here and try to lurk on the left tight end. So I'll click off here so that way the player can kind of play it that way. And what you're going to see is that even if they do it this way, you're still going to be able to hit the angle route on the left. So what I typically do is I pay attention. I will just look at the entire field. I know this is kind of crazy to think about. I'll snap the ball and I'll just watch the linebackers. I want to see if everyone's coming. And if everyone's coming, then I just kind of look left or right, which side is the user on, and I throw the other angle route. Very, very simple. So I snap the ball, everyone, we're going to the right because the user was on the left. Super, super easy throw. This is very, very, very simple. Now, the other thing that is great about this is you're going to face some players that are really, really good at baiting. They're going to be really phenomenal at baiting routes. And what they're going to do is they're going to, when that ball snapped, they're going to pop over here and then bang back over to the right because they think that they can bait both those routes at the same time. So what you can do with this is use motion that makes them have to go guard somebody, whether that's the right or the left. Now, we know that the guy on the left is uncovered. So you can motion either of these guys and it puts them in a spot where they have to do something. So what I mean by that is you notice that both these guys are wings. Ingram is a wing. Kelsey is a wing. We can motion Ingram outside, which means now he has to go over there and use her on the left, no matter what. There's no baiting going down. Or we can motion the other tight end, Kelsey, outside. And because he has to still guard the guy on the left, we could throw that ball to Kelsey as he cuts back over the middle and gets separation. So the motion of either wing eliminates the ability for your opponent to run man coverage and bait. So that is a very, very simple one. Now, the next thing that you can do here against man coverage is go to a corner route to either tight end. Now, obviously, we know that when they're running edge blitz 1, they have to guard the Y tight end because that's the guy that's left uncovered when they blitz everyone. So knowing that we know that, we could go with a corner route to Julio off the line. So we'll go ahead and show you what I mean here. You can go with a little angle route to B and a corner route to A. And you're just going to go ahead and pop that throw right off the cut. You see how Julio gets open and you could be off to the races because, again, we got a wide receiver there against a strong safety playing man coverage. So when you think about it, that's like Taylor Mays, that's Sean Taylor, that's Pat Tillman, that's Minka Fitzpatrick. A lot of times guys are going to be putting universal coverage on those players. Universal coverage does not actually stop corner routes. Man up will stop those routes. Universal coverage will not. Universal coverage will play better man coverage than if you don't have it, but it's not quite as geeked as man up. So universal coverage is nothing to worry about. Throw those corner routes. As long as they don't have a zone out there, you're going to be able to make that throw very consistently. So that is another route that you can throw. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about against man coverage in this game are our two ability players. So what we're going to do here is we are going to show you what the post flag elite on the X receiver will get you and what the motion of this player can get you as well. We are going to put these players on post corners, and I just want you guys to watch and admire how these routes eat against man coverage when they have abilities. Now, I'm not positive that Travis Kelce has post flag elite, but I know for a fact Hopkins does. And I want you to watch how he lights up. Actually, Kelce does have post flag elite. And I think that over on the left, you saw that Hopkins ended up, I believe that Marlon Humphrey does have man up. So you saw on the left what man up does. So if you're facing a man up player on the left, you see that it played really well. Played good press coverage, stayed in the hip pocket, did not get the separation on this side. On this side, however, you have a guy with post flag elite. He gets the first cut, and then he gets the second cut. And you see how open he gets. He gets open by like 7 yards. The other ability that can do the same animation as this is the double move elite. And that actually might be what Kelce has, but it's the same difference. Post flag elite, double me, it's the same thing. Let me, in fact, I'll try to show you what I mean here. I'm going to go to cover 2. I'm going to go right back to dragon spacing, but I'm going to flip the play and I'm going to call cover 2 man out here. And I'm going to put Nuke Hopkins on that post corner route. So I want you to watch Hopkins here on this post corner route. Here's cut number 1. Actually, he's getting bumped right there, but we'll go ahead and we'll try it. We'll try it again here. A lot of times press coverage doesn't actually do that, so I'm a little bit surprised here. So let me go ahead and dragon spacing, flip the play. I'm just going to go straight back to edge blitz 1, and for right now, I'm actually just going to spy the rush, so that way the guys don't come in. So you get this post flag elite. You're gonna see here's cut number 1, and then there's cut number 2. You see how it goes back to the outside, and then you're able, if a lot of times if there's no with an aggressive blitz like this, or cover 1, they're lurking on the safety and center field, that's a touchdown if you can actually make that throw. So post flag elite on that is so important to be able to have that against man coverage. Now, the other plays or other routes that you can use that beat man coverage, in terms of this offense, we talked about the angle routes, we talked about the post corners, and we've talked about the short corners from the tight ends. Those are our 3 primary routes. I would say that those are the routes that you will build the foundation of this offense on, and you can go out there and ad lib to your heart's content. Use motion, use a bunch of little things that you can do to basically, keep your opponent off guard. We're using the motion trail routes. We're using, you can always motion a receiver to the outside or a tight end to the outside and put him on that post corner. I find myself really just ad-libbing against the man coverage. It's not a situation where I have a bunch of setups. It's one of those things where, okay, man coverage, I've got the hot route master. All these routes basically beat man to man. You add in the abilities to ensure that they can hold all the ball. It gets really, really, really wild. So that is the beating man portion of, in terms of, how this offense is. It is very, very freestyle. I was not kidding when I say that beating man coverage is super, super freestyle. Now, so we talked about in general how to beat man coverage. We talked about the baby motion corner against cover 3 and cover 4. Now we're going to go ahead and get into more of a just kind of generic quick snap routes that you can throw against zone coverage. One that I want to talk about against your cover 4, cover 3 type things is going to be a simple low ball corner meta that you can establish. This should remind you of some older Maddens. These low ball corners to these inside tight ends are so money. All you're going to do is just go ahead and let him run that route and then throw that low ball and possession catch it. Super, super easy against any defense that's purple zones and yellow zones. So we'll go ahead and show you here. That was cover 4. Here's an example of cover 3 sky. Again, we do the same thing. I just like to go little baby corners. I'll put the X receiver on a smoke, the B tight end on a flat, just to kind of widen out those flat zones. And you're just going to throw a little low ball corner. So you'll see right here, actually Julio had kind of a crazy animation right there, but you see how we're able to fit that throw in. I'll go ahead and throw another one to Julio right there because he kind of ran a weird route, but you're gonna see right here, he's going to cut to the outside. He did it again, but you're just going to, again, you're going to throw a little baby low ball right there against cover 4, cover 3. Super, super easy to run this against your cover 4 and cover 3. So that's something that, obviously is really easy as well. Another thing that I love to do against cover 3 and cover 4 is a corner route trail combination. Now, this one I absolutely love. This one, what you're going to do is you're going to notice that the corner route to Julio Jones is going to drive back the yellow zone on the right and the purple zone on the right. They are going to both drop, and then you're just going to throw this ball to Kelsey. I mean, just pop right there back over the middle. You see how we got a diving animation right there? He ran into Hopkins because Hopkins was running a slant from the backside. But, if we were to get Hopkins out of the way and do this again, you can see here how, just pop that throw right back over the middle. Super, super easy against your drop cover 4 meta. Players will, I can't tell you how many times I've seen players try to run this particular type of defense, and I will just throw this until they user it. If they don't user it, I will take this 100 times in a row. It is just the easiest throw in the world against your cover 3 and cover 4. So we'll show it to you again here. Cover 3 sky. Go to the corner route to the inside, trail route to the outside. Don't even really need the running back on anything. You see here that he's going to bend right back over the middle. Little baby angle route back over the middle. Super, super easy. They have to use their low to stop that. Now, obviously, you do have the ability to kind of ad lib. So right here, you could go ahead and put a guy on a corner route. Maybe you put a guy on a trail route, and maybe you go ahead and do something like this. I'm not saying that's going to work 100% of the time. It's just, it's the same route combination, but you're doing it out of a different split. So you see right here, throw the little baby trail route over there. Now you've got the ability to do that route to either side against cover 3 or cover 4. So I hope you guys are really seeing right now that this offense is not as big on the whole, I'm going to put this guy in a fade. I'm going to put this guy in a crossing route. This is going to glitch out this zone. It is very, very situational. It's just like, okay, well, he's playing zone coverage. Let me go to this little baby route combination, little 2-man quick hitter, force their user to start to do some crazy things. You're going to find out with this that you cannot run stock coverage. You just cannot run stock coverage. We haven't even gotten into the point where there's bombs yet. You're just seeing all the quick passing stuff that you have at your disposal here when you're running this. So now also keep in mind, guys, that these route combinations also work the exact same way out of this formation. You can audible into the wing tight U at any time and do the exact same route combination that I just showed you. So, I mean, you know, they're in cover 4. Okay, bang, you know, pop this little throw right there. Super easy. It's the same thing. So, you know, it's not necessarily wing tight U versus wing tight. It's just a very freestyle. You've got a situation where when you audible into this set, you've got some different runs, some different money plays, like stick that vertical as a wheel route, for instance. So, but in terms of what the formation is, it's the same formation. It's just who's on and who's off. So very, very, very simple. Now, what I want to do is I want to transition into the basic beaters that we have in this. So we're going to talk about the main one play touchdown bomb play, which I run, which you guys know if you've watched me on stream is the play PA dive. PA dive is unreal, guys. I mean, it's my favorite bomb in this game because you never, ever see a tight end cover 2 bomb. You just don't. People don't expect it. It's stealing. It's one of the easiest things in the game to throw. Now, we're going to talk philosophy here. When you are running this particular play, the reason I love to have matchup nightmare on this outside tight end, if you think about it, when people run cover 2, they like to put this player right here in a deep middle third. First, I want to show you what happens with this play if you just run it stock. So I'm just going to go ahead and spy this rusher real quick. I want to go ahead and show you our setup. This is our cover 2 bomb. This setup right here. You're going to drag the solo receiver on the short side of the field. You cannot run this without the receiver on the short side of the field. He will be on a drag. The tight end to the inside of him will be on delay fade. The inside tight end on the twin tight end side is on a corner route, which you will smart route. And then you will basically, you could either carry out the play fake or you can block the running back. Now, the motion snap on this is very important. You want to motion snap Kelsey to the outside and snap the ball right when he reaches the numbers. So you see the 20, you want to snap it right when he's about to stop so he stumbles into his route. And what that's going to do is that's going to glitch out Earl Thomas. I want you to watch Earl Thomas on this play. So we're going to go ahead and let him stumble into the route. So you see he stumbles off the line a little bit. Now watch Earl Thomas. He bites down. Now we go ahead and bomb that ball all the way over the top. Now you see what was underneath. That was Bynes. Bynes was in a middle, like a middle third or a mid-read zone. Now what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and put him on a middle third. This is what most players will do when they run their cover 2. This is why the matchup nightmare is so important. Because what ends up happening with this same setup is now you're getting a matchup nightmare tight end one-on-one with a linebacker 40 yards downfield. And even if he guards him, you're still going to aggressive catch this. So even though Kelsey doesn't have matchup nightmare, don't worry about that. What you're seeing is you get a clear one-on-one with this player running this route. And then once you get this one-on-one, you throw this ball. Because there is no linebacker in the game. Matchup nightmare will aggressive catch this player every single time. Now, obviously, practice mode, we don't have matchup nightmare on a tight end. So that's why he gets the interception. But once you have matchup nightmare here, it's over. They cannot stop this play. This will be a touchdown every single time if they think that they can put a middle linebacker in between their safeties in a cover 2. That is one of the major reasons why we like to run matchup nightmare. It's not just a streak off the line ability. It's actually an ability that you guys can use to aggressive catch the middle linebacker in the middle of a cover 2. So this is a cover 2 bomb. It's also a cover 4 bomb. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the play call menu, and we're going to show you how this bomb's cover 4 as well. So we're going to go and call cover 4 drop show 2. And we're going to wing tight U, PA dive. With this particular play, I like to put the inside tight end Julio on a delay fade. I block the running back. and I'm going to do the same setup. But against cover 4 drop show 2, what ends up happening is the two in routes, the route to X and the route to Y, pull down the deep zones on the left, and then your bombs away over the top against cover 4. This is so easy to bomb cover 4 as well. So the main defense you're going to see, guys, is cover 4 drop show 2 and edge blitz 1. We've shown you in the first two actual real breakdowns that the angle routes torch edge blitz 1, as do the baby corner routes. And now you see that you've got a bomb play that you can run against the cover 4. On top of that, you've got so many little quick hitting zone manipulations, whether it's a baby motion corner route, you know, because at any point, doesn't matter what play I'm in, I read cover 4, I could just hit them with this every single time over the head. Just pop, throw that ball to the outside. Super, super easy, right? So you've got these baby routes that you can run at all times, but then you have the ability to bomb over the top. Now, what if they call cover 3? Cover 3, you see a single high look. Super, super easy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put the X receiver on a comeback route and smart route it. We're going to put the inside tight end on a streak. We're going to put the wing tight end on a post route. I like to block the running back. Now from here, you can just snap it. What ends up happening with this play is the streak is going to pull that safety. The post is going to get over the top of the comeback route. You bomb it away. That same tight end is a one-play bomb. So that same tight end is a bomb against cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4 zones. Literally a bomb against all of those zones. Now, the other thing, if you have post flag elite, for instance, and they're playing edge blitz 1, and maybe they're lurking low, and you can go ahead, and I'm not saying that we're going to be able to do this here, but let's just say for whatever reason, you're able to catch them and get the blitz picked up. You know, you're going to be able to, assuming that you've got a post flag specialist at the B spot, you know, you can go ahead and get some separation against this. Now, obviously he doesn't have it, but you see Kelsey's going to get bagged on that. But if you have the post flag elite, you get extra separation against man coverage as well. So you can see where my head is going with this. The abilities make you even better against man coverage in terms of separation, but this route also beats every zone in the game over the top for a touchdown. So realistically, your opponent's going to have to use this play. That's going to open up other things. So now they have to worry about the underneath quick throws, and then they have to worry about the deep bomb manipulations as well. So that's the play PA dive. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take a look at our next play, which is the PA boot slide. This is a wing tight U special. This is going to work against your Tampa 2. Super, super easy. All you're going to do with this play is streak the inside tight end. And then what I like to do is I like to go with another cover 2 manipulation, which is a fade stop to the solo receiver and a flat to the wing tight end. And then we smart route that fade stop. So this is a very, very easy manipulation. So this is a built-in play with a deep corner route, and then also a brand new cover 2 beater that we're going to show you. So we'll start with the cover 2 beater. What you're going to notice on this play is that the B tight end gets open. So super, super easy. That's over the top of a cloud flat. And I was actually clicked on Earl Thomas right there. So we're in the cover 2. Now let's show you the fade stop. So this fade stop route is going to be absolute cash money against any cover 2 because it's smart routed, but it actually stops at about 20 yards. And then that cloud flat breaks down to the flat route. Super, super easy throw against your cover 2. So you could go with this fade stop against cover 2 at any time. Has absolutely nothing to do with the route combination on the opposite side of the field. In fact, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and do double fade stops, double flats against cover 2 if you wanted to. And now you could just pick whichever one you want to throw to. Both of them are open. I mean, you see here how I can throw that ball to Kelsey as well. So you could go double fade stop, double flat, or you can run this play PA boot slide, which is going to be something that you can run at will against your cover 2. Again, you're going to see here how Kelsey is just going to get over the top of that cloud flat and just make a toe tap on the sideline against cover 2. It's open by like 30 yards. Super, super easy throw there too. So that is PA boot slide. Now, that is pretty much the wing tight U formation. That is the general basics of the wing tight U. I mean, there are obviously your stretch and your dive. I mean, if you guys really have questions about that, please just reach out to me. But I think at this point in time, it's pretty established that stretch and dive are the two best under center runs in the game. I think you guys know how to run them very, very well. We are going to talk about stretch in general and some of the more meta runs. I'm going to do a separate video on those. So again, check the links in the description of this video to kind of get those. But in general, this is your wing tight. So it's a bunch of ad-libbing out of drag and spacing, dive stretch, PA dive for bomb plays, and then you have boot slide for some cover two manipulations. But that is the formation itself. Now, again, you're going to watch the other video here of single back wing tight, where we're going to have some other manipulations that we'll use out of some of the plays in this formation as well. And then there's going to be another video for the wing tight Z as well. So again, all these links are in the description. So you guys should be watching all of these videos. I'm not doing like 20 videos. I'm doing more or less 3 longer videos breaking down each formation. So make sure that you guys are watching those as well. Again, the link is in the description.